In this video, we're going to examine how to build a custom search component that will allow end users to search the contents of our entire website. Now remember, the website is stored inside of the Java Content Repository, so we actually have to build a search mechanism to search the entire contents of that JCR or Java Content Repository. Now this is similar to searching a database, but it's not exactly the same. We do build an HTML form, and then we capture the input from the user, and then we assemble that into a search string. Then we put that into a query object. We send that query object back to the APIs inside of the JCR. The JCR then executes that query object and sends the results back to us, and then we have to display the results in HTML, or we have to display no results are found. So let's examine the way to actually build a search component inside of CQ. So here I'm going to go to Training, Components, Content, and I'm going to build a brand new component. So I'm going to say New Component. Let's call this component Search, okay? And I'm going to call this Training Search, and my description is going to be called My Search Component. And the super resource type, let's inherit from the existing search component. So I'm going to say Foundation Components Search, and then I'm going to say Group, and I'll say Training. And let's only let authors put this into a paragraph system. So I'll say */* parses, just as we saw before. That will enable authors to only put this into a paragraph system. And then let's click Finish. There's our new search component, and you'll see there's a JSP. And we have a code snippet here where we can actually look at how to utilize the JSP. So here's my search.rtf. Okay. And you'll see here's my JSP. Let's just copy this in, and let's go ahead and just examine the code here. So you'll see the first thing that we do is, of course, we import the query result and the query from the JCR. We also import the node and the node iterator. And then here, you'll see we have a very simple form where we say current page.getPath, which is, of course, this is where it's going to be executed, right? And then we say .html. So again, it's going to execute that utilizing the Sling selectors. And then we have the query, we have the query string, and we have a search, and then we have the submit form here. And this all is assembled into this query string, as you can see here. Okay, and then it gets that parameter. And then what happens is we have our Sling request. If it's not equal to null, it then generates a statement here, and it says select asterisk from the pages, right? So it's only searching the pages in the JCR, which is exactly what we want, where the path is under content training. And you'll see there's a quick error here because this is not content training on our site. If you look at ours is content training _ site. So make sure you change that to training _ site. Okay, perfect. That's training _ site, and then contains the request, as you see here, that it's being ordered by. Then we're, again, executing the query. So we're, again, getting the session, getting the workspace, getting the query manager. We're creating the query based on the statement that was sent. Okay, then we're taking the results and we're executing the query, and then we're looping through the query utilizing a while loop, and then we're getting the page, and then we'll simply display the page back to the end user that contains the results of what they're looking for. And then if there are no results, we're simply going to say no results not found. Okay, so that code's actually fairly straightforward. Okay, and let's go ahead and actually test this. So now that that's saved, I'm going to go back to my website manager here, say localhost 4502. I'll go to websites here, and then I will go to my company page. Okay, I'll go to my Sidekick, and then inside of my Sidekick, let's go into my paragraph system, and let's give the authors the ability to utilize the search component here. So just go to your training group and say training search. Okay, click there, and then go back to page preview mode here. Okay, and then you should be able to open up your training group and take your training search and drag that here, and you should see your HTML form. So it says search. Perfect. Now we know that James is here, and we're currently on our company page. So let's try to search for the word James and see what happens. And you'll see that work perfectly, right? It said the word James is currently on the company page. If I search for Brian and I click search, you'll see it says no results found because Brian wasn't there on the search component. So that's a simple and straightforward way of building a search component inside of CQ.